Hey yo, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Q, and we've got ourselves a little bit of a break in the RLCS action for the 2024 season. We've even got ourselves a little bit of time before the Rocket League portion of the Esports World Cup. But guess what that means we got right now? It's the Shift Summer League, baby, and we've got league play back for the first time in a while, and we've got ourselves a stacked region in North America. And if you guys thought that G2 would be sitting up at the top of the standings easily after recently being added to the debate of one of the best teams in the world, well, it ain't that easy. SSG, they're looking phenomenal. Dignitas, they're looking great after the Zenil pickup. And I mean incorrect. A team that had just one main event over the course of Split 2 of the RLCS season, well, they're just 3 games behind the RLCS Split 2 champs through 6 series of league play. So in case you missed it or you just want to relive it, let's go ahead and get down and do what it do. Let's go ahead and take a look at week number 1 of our North American Shift Summer League. Now, in case you guys are unfamiliar with the format, we do have 10 teams. That's right, count them on your fingers. 10 teams in each region. Each team is going to be playing the other 9 teams in best of 5 action twice. 2 separate times over the course of the next 3 weeks of regular season play. 18 series to get 6 teams qualified for playoffs. And if you're looking for a good place to be able to tune in for all of the action, we do like a red zone style watch party for both EU as well as NAs, trying to tune into at least a little bit of every series over the course of the day over here on YouTube as well as over on Twitch. EU's 1 p.m. Eastern time, NA is 7 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So definitely feel free to pull up. And I would say when it comes to how our day 1 broke down for North America, I would say pretty well went as expected. I mean, G2 going 3-0 in their series against Shopify, OG, and Pirates on a boat. Although OG did give them a little bit of a scare, more than I was definitely expecting, not gonna lie. One could even argue that in that OG series, they were just 1 goal on DFH Stadium away from losing to OG. But you'll notice that those longer series is gonna be starting to become more of a trend for G2 over the course of week number 1. But I do think that the biggest surprise for me on day number 1 had to be Dignitas. I mean, they started off their day with a sweep over Gen.G, and then they ended their day with a hard-fought victory over Fun. And the one series that they did end up losing was to the previous LG roster, RetalsMagicCheese. It went the distance. They did lose 3 1-goal games, but they technically outscored the opposition over the course of the series. The biggest disappointment from day number 1, though, definitely has to be Gen.G, losing 6 of 7 games to start off league play, losing to Dignitas and Shopify. But they did manage to turn things around at the end of the day against RMC. And Incorrect was the only squad that went winless in day number 1 action, despite the fact that they played 14 of a possible 15 games, going the distance with both SpaceStation Gaming as well as Shopify Rebellion, and being an overtime goal away from forcing their series with OG the Champions Field as well. And that would end up giving us a standings that I think most people would not be too surprised about, maybe outside of Gen.G being in 9th. I mean, 5 of our 6 invited teams sitting above that playoff qualifier line after 1 of 6 league play days. 5 of our major qualifying teams from the RLCS season, and Dignitas. But day number 2, that's where things would really get interesting. G2 would start off day 2 in a 5-game banger, and after back-to-back wins, almost pulled off the gentleman's sweep after a forfeit in game number 1, but it was an overtime goal that would keep Dignitas alive so they could eventually take down the RLCS Major 2 champions, who would then follow up by getting swept by SSG and then almost went 0-3 on the day, but it was a reverse sweep of RMC that would salvage the day for G2, as they would then inevitably be keeping them in 3rd place. Dignitas would end up going on to play against Incorrect after they upset G2, but they would actually end up falling in 4. It seems that teams that can really restrict Dignitas' ability to open up the field is what gives them the most problems, and they seem to struggle in those low-scoring affairs, at least so far through league play. But they did end up sweeping Pirates on a boat to end their day, good enough for 2nd in week number 1. But it was SpaceStation Gaming that would be able to end up wrapping up week number 1 in that number 1 spot in North America. Wins against POAB, G2, and Shopify. I mean, 5-1 through the first 6 series of play. I mean, I've been trying to tell y'all to stop sleeping on them for a minute. Y'all gonna learn to listen one day. Gen.G bounced back, going 2-1 on the day with wins over Fun and OG, but they did open up their day with a loss to Incorrect. Yeah, that's right, Incorrect. The Incorrect that started 0-3 in day 1. Yes, the incorrect that made only one main event in split number 2 of RLCS. Yes, quite possibly the one team that people are most surprised about even qualifying for SSL. But Incorrect would end up sweeping day number 2 with wins over Gen.G, Dignitas, and Fun. Huge day for Incorrect as they would round out the top 6. And so, of course, with that, we are a third of the way through the Shift Summer Series in North America. And right now, our top 4 teams qualifying through that upper bracket would be SSG, Dignitas, G2, and RMC. Gen.G and Incorrect rounding out that lower bracket for the playoffs. But we still got 2 weeks of play left when it comes to league play. Not only are we going to be breaking down each week over here on the YouTube with videos just like this for North America as well as EU, we're also going to be tuning in as much as we can, as much as my schedule allows, over here as well as over on Twitch. So make sure you're pulling up, saying what's up, tell me who you guys are rooting for. And of course, if you guys are watching this thing over on YouTube, let me know down in those comments below who was your biggest surprise from week number 1. Remember, every like, every comment, those things really help out little old me with that YouTube algorithm as we chase down our first 1,000 subscribers over here where we talk RLCS, ALGS, VCT, and more. So if you enjoy the vibe and you want to make sure you're back for weekly esports content, make sure you're slapping that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. So we do catch y'all back over here for the next one, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all, it's your boy Q, signing out.